Alright, so we've long awaited this sequel since the first video. Let's talk the coronavirus 2, Electric Boogaloo. So, there had. Wait, spoilers. If you haven't seen the first video, then you might hear some spoilers from the first video. But, anyways, back to the video. There had been this pandemic going around called COVID-19, and it's infected most of the world, and the only three nations are without COVID-19, which is surprising, and I think that they're trying to hide them having COVID-19 cases. I'm looking at you, Kim Jong-un. I'm looking at you. So what the virus... Wait, we should explain history. So, the history is that in December of 2019, in Wuhan of China, there had been this illness experienced by a man eating a bat. And I want to kill him. I want to kill him. Okay, so the man who ate the bat then later experienced pneumonia-like symptoms, and then soon it spread to South Korea, Japan, and Thailand, and later the world. So here is here in this video I'm going to explain COVID-19 and how to prevent it. 1. COVID-19 is airborne. It could be in the air, so don't breathe the air. It could come in through your mouth or your nose, and then tiny little corona particles enter your mouth or your nose, and then you get infected with it going down into your lungs, and then and then it comes into the cells of your lungs and then multiplies and forces that cell to commit suicide. So, and then it does the same once the cell rots away. The more and more cells start rotting away, and then in the battlefield experience, there is a battle between your body cells, the corona particles, and also and bacteria, which first off, the corona particles convince your cells to start killing themselves, and some cells may comply with it, which then causes worse things to happen to your body. But then your body starts sending in a bit too much equipment for those cells, and then the corona particles are defeated. COVID-19 is gone, but then from the ashes of the particles, bacteria starts coming out and launches a major campaign to kill your body. If this happens, then you will face death. And then, meanwhile, outside your body, you start facing pneumonia-like symptoms in the hospital, and possibly you can die. But there are two futures since it's very new: a fast pandemic where it spreads rapidly, or a slow pandemic where it starts to slowly spread. But a fast pandemic requires it to rapidly spread, and the doctors would have to be faced with horrible decisions of who gets to live and who gets to die. There's a slow pandemic, then that would mean that less people would get infected, and doctors would have the right amount of choices of who gets to live and who gets to die, and avoid going to large areas because like thousands of people are there and you could get them infected if you have COVID-19. But then now it's time to talk isolation. Now you might be isolated within your government. Well, that's unless if you live in Belarus, which in Belarus there is no quarantine because the government of Belarus thinks that Belarusians cannot get COVID-19 and are born with an immune system to COVID-19. So the government of Belarus are idiots. But it isn't fun being in isolation, but remember why you're quarantined and respect it. I'm not a doctor or an authority on the virus. I'm just giving the hints. I feel like that I've rambled on long enough. So, like and subscribe. Well, smash that like button in the face. And make sure to like and comment and subscribe. So, I'll see you next time. And follow me on Twitter. And